Welcome to Tubbie Talk, where a group of nerdy best friends hop online to talk about everything life, parenthood, gaming, and probably embarrass themselves. Now let's get it started. All right, so we are here with all the Tubbies, so we're all going to go ahead and say hi. Kennedy,
Hey guys.
Danny,
What's up?
Trevor,
Here.
and I'm Sierra. Well, welcome everyone to our first holiday-themed episode. I have the honor of hosting this one. It's going to be all about relationships and stories in honor of Valentine's Day. But first, let's catch up with the Tubbies. So, Kennedy and Trevor, how was your week?
Quite busy. It's been a week.
Yeah.
Trev, why don't you kick us off? Because you have a nice little older child tidbit.
Oh yeah, which oh
child?
yes.
The
So you
older
guys
child.
know
Which
how
child?
what happened? Where am I?
Which older child?
The other morning, it's the phone again. In the morning, I don't know how
my
he's
gosh.
doing this, but
You gotta stop bringing that in there.
I have to have it in case Kennedy needs me or
That's
something.
So I
like-
have called in.
No,
It's like room
you need
service.
walkie-talkie.
Ooh.
Yes,
Walkie-talkies.
that's actually a great idea.
Good idea. Plus, it'll be different when I have to go back to work too. But anywho, so he gets the phone, the eldest one, and I wake up and I'm like, "What are you doing on the phone, dude?" And like at first, I don't know what's happening. I'm like, maybe he didn't do anything. So I open up the apps on you do on the iPhone, and I see a bunch of apps. One of the scary ones is Facebook Messenger is open.
Oh,
He had sent AI generated emojis to this girl that I haven't spoke to in years.
Oh my gosh.
To the point where Facebook blocked me from I couldn't even send a message to apologize for my kid. Like that's over.
Wait, it
it's
thought you were spam? Like,
I
why did it
guess.
block
hold on,
you?
in
I don't
Facebook,
know.
or did she block
Yeah,
you?
maybe she blocked me. I don't
Yikes.
know.
Are you actually still Facebook friends? Or
I think we are. I don't know. I haven't really checked. I don't care. I'm to be fair, I don't care that much. But
Oh my
I just felt
gosh.
really bad for that person because it was like
Mhm.
probably early happening. So, anyways, I figured out how to do like where you can click your lock button 3 times and just lock a screen on there. So, like if I ever gave him my phone, I can lock it so he can't get into the other apps.
It's actually really cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
So there's that. The other little thing that happened recently, which was just one of those oddball things, is we get those good sodas from our store.
Uh-huh.
And I grabbed a 4-pack of them, got it home,
Mm.
and we had drinking 3 of them, and there was like 1 left. I was like, oh man, this sounds so good. So I go to grab it, and it's got like a pittance in there.
He
Like,
hasn't
it's-
even opened it yet.
No, I grab it.
It
I'm like,
has a
why is it
what?
so light? Like
Like
a
a pad.
pittance.
Pittance,
Oh.
like a sip
Yeah.
left, or like
There's
Got
no-
it.
There's no holes in it, like anywhere. The seal hasn't been broken or anything, and there's like no liquid in there. I was so sad. I don't understand what happened. It's like the machine just cut off. Like, oh, we ran out of juice. Well, send it. Someone will buy it, and that was me. And I'm sad.
Yeah, I was putting our youngest kid down, and so it's all dark in the bedroom, and he just comes in, and like I'm squinting my eyes, like, what's going on? And he has like a can of soda. I'm like, maybe he's offering me a sip, and he just like comes over with the soda. I'm like, what is going on?
He just hands it
And
to
then he
you.
hands it to me, and I feel like there's barely any left. I can't tell it isn't open. I was like, okay, I guess I'll finish it, but then it's sealed. And it's like, what is happening?
You're like, what?
But yeah, it was wild. So it's just sitting with the receipt waiting for
I
it to
feel like
return.
that's good. I'm glad you're gonna return it. I was gonna say, like, you gotta get what you paid for, you know?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So, is it confirmed that he, the oldest, knows how to get into your phone?
I guess so.
Well, not anymore after the lock.
Sure. But like he knew a password or something.
He knew a password. I do have to change the
Well,
password.
he's gotten into my phone. He gets in through a variation of different like swiping and stuff. Like, because there's ways you can glitch into a phone, and I think he does it like that. So he'll
Oh my
swipe like
gosh.
left, right, up,
Jeez,
down.
he's like a
so he just goes-
hacker.
He
What's
like
the cheat
jailbreaks
code?
the phone.
Exactly. But then, and Trevor, you can add more to this because you kind of did more of it. But we also, a big thing that happened was We took, again, the oldest. He had a doctor's appointment, and it was actually for a lab draw, which for a 2.5-year-old, it's not. It sounds very scary, clearly. And then I was also nervous because I, for some random reason, got my blood drawn when I was young, and I have a phobia from it. So I really didn't want to scar him. But we did the labs just to check like vitamin D levels and lead levels, how well his body detoxes. So just really getting a good look at what's going on internally, especially here in Idaho where we don't get a lot of vitamin D, especially in the winter. And vitamin D is very important. Trevor, give a little, because you did more of that.
Well, I mean, it was like I've never heard of this stuff before, but they gave us like a numbing cream, and I don't know what it's called. I should have put some on me just to feel, but I didn't have a lot to work with, so I just put those on like the inner elbow for like an hour before we took him to the doctor. And yeah, I don't think he felt any of it because they had him like chest to chest with me on my lap, so I'd hold him, and we were just playing like Bluey for him to watch because it's very distracting. Good show. Might be a whole podcast episode. But hint. Yes. That's just a thought. But yeah, I don't think he really even felt it because like I didn't even know it was happening really because I was looking the other way too. But very, very nice little procedure. I think he's good with it. So I mean that's really it. Not too much to it. We haven't had results back.
Yeah, so that'll be interesting. But no, so it was really nice that was such a positive experience. I mean, he, like Trevor said, didn't know what was going on, but he didn't have any bruising or anything afterwards. So we're just so happy. And he's just like, he was a happy camper afterwards. So yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what comes back.
Yeah, for sure.
We get to do a foot soak too with this pediatrician that we've gone through, and we could do it on the kids, but they always like, the parents always do it. So we get to stick our feet in some sort of bath, and like our toxins are gonna be pulled out of our body.
It's an ionic foot soak. So depending on what comes out, so you could have like fizzing or like black stuff. So it like it can indicate what's going on in your body a little bit, because your feet, I guess, are very, I don't know if porous is the right word, but just stuff goes on in the feet.
Yeah,
they're like a gateway to your soul, unlike the eyes. The people normally say eyes. No, it's the feet.
No.
Yeah. I thought people say stomach. Or am I just...
What?
That's the way to the heart, dude.
Yeah.
Sorry, the heart and the soul. That's what I thought. They didn't teach me that one.
Feet to the health, eyes to the soul, stomach to the heart.
And he's like, my soul's in my stomach.
My soul.
Hey, I mean...
What's more important, the stomach or the taste buds, though? So shouldn't it be like the taste buds are the way to the heart? Like, because you don't. Do you ever taste anything in your stomach? Yeah.
Yeah, my stomach cares if I'm hungry.
Yeah. True.
Yeah, you're happy when you're full.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Good point. Good point.
Yeah. Anything else you guys got?
I just want to know if there's any update for the rug situation, real quick. Has there been?
Oh, the bath mat.
The bath mat. Yeah. Excuse me.
No, I think I decided to let it go. I think I decided it's not worth.
Big of you.
Yeah. I mean, like, I could call them and be like, is there a camera in? But then what would I do after that, you know? And then they'd probably be like, why? What happened? And they'd have to be like, don't worry about it.
Let it go.
And then that would probably make it worse.
I'm not doing anything suspicious.
Yeah.
Like, it would make me seem like suspicious because it would be like, hey, like, is there any surveillance in the laundry room? I just want to know for personal reasons.
Anything that could catch you.
Like,
that's a good point.
So I don't know. We did get a replacement. So that's an update, and it is very like we didn't get the stone. We got just a normal like
thank heavens
fuzzy one, which is nice. So
nice.
Yeah. That's the update on that.
Good.
Nothing too much to report. Yeah. We did have like a few days where we had nothing, and that sucked. Like,
dangerous.
It's really rough. Getting out of the shower with no cozy surface to step on is, you know, not fun.
Yeah, your feet are the pathway to your soul, and when they're cold.
Exactly. It's so true. In multiple ways. Like, cold feet are very uncomfortable. Okay, this is one update that I forgot what I was planning to share, so I'll just share this.
I'm interested to hear what this is.
This is a very natural segue.
Yeah.
I lost one slipper. One of my slippers is just
What?
gone. And I don't know where it is. And I've
Oh
looked
my
everywhere, and
God.
now I just have one slipper. And so basically I have none. So
And you never wear these slippers outside.
no. So it's somewhere, but
Clearly the gnomes that live in dryers came and stole
yeah,
it.
the sock
You wash
bandits.
slippers? You don't wash
No,
slippers.
I'm just saying that they leveled up and decided to steal
Yeah,
a slipper instead.
it's better than a sock.
They've been inside.
I wish I had my slippers around here. I don't have a slipper in this room right now. I'm cold.
Yeah.
My soul is getting cold.
Exactly. My soul feels cold often.
Is that
and
why they call that part of the shoe the sole? Because it's so close to the foot? We just learned science.
Oh my
Wow.
gosh. I have an important question for the Tubbies on this topic. Do you guys sleep with no socks or socks?
I do both.
Who sleeps with socks on? Maniac.
I don't know.
Psychopath.
Listen, if my feet are having a rough time, I let them soak in a little balm or something, and I put a sock on it because I don't need
Okay.
that rubbing off in my sheets.
True.
That doesn't sound weird.
Well, and also so I'll start with socks and then I take them off at some point.
Yeah, she sheds them
And
midnight.
there's if you take off the sheets, there's a pile of socks.
Oh, okay,
underneath.
just like a squirrel's nest of socks at the foot of your
But she takes them off with her other foot. Like she does.
Yeah,
like
with my own feet.
Just
I don't
the
take
big
them.
toe reaches in there like
Yes.
a finger.
Exactly.
it's so sneaky.
But I reach it's weird. I can't fall asleep or go to bed without socks, but then I can't sleep with socks. So
That
they
is
have to come
weird.
off at a certain very specific point. Anyway, that's my weekly update, I guess.
Does anyone have does anyone sleep without anything covering their feet? It's dangerous.
No.
Oh yeah, 100%.
If it's summer, I
Summertime.
can have 1 foot
Oh,
out.
1 foot
Both
out.
feet out is
Sure, 1 foot out.
both feet out is asking for evil forces to come and eat my toes.
I agree.
Mhm.
thing.
Correct.
Okay, the other day, because of our sleeping situation with the younger kid, I actually slept with my feet hanging off the end of the bed. I felt like
Why'd
I
you
was
do that?
living. I don't know, but I felt like I was living dangerously. I kind of given up
Yes.
on life.
It's monster in the bed is oh yes, the toes, tickle, tickle, tickle.
I know, I was
Yeah.
literally.
Little
It was
nipple.
dangerous. Maybe that.
Little lick.
Yeah.
That doesn't even sound comfortable.
Well, the way that we're sleeping in bed, it was actually quite nice because I could lay
Oh.
straight.
You're at least my legs are in the same
Because-
line as my body.
Because the kiddo's kind of in bed with us a little bit, so I can't pull the comforter all the way up above my shoulders.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I have to be halfway down the bed to have my shoulders
Oh
covered.
my god.
And so my
Yeah.
feet, I don't want to have them curl because I got uncomfortable and I'm old and I have back pain. So I have to keep my feet off the bed. And I did it one night and I'm alive to tell the story. And I'm very happy.
Wow.
Will you repeat this?
I don't think I have the strength. I think it
Okay.
was a one-time deal.
It was
Put it
a
like
one-off.
a TV tray to support your feet.
Would you have, if you had an encounter with Michael, whatever his name is, just Michael from Halloween, would you purposely have another encounter with him? No.
No.
Wait, who?
Right.
Michael
What,
Jackson?
Michael Myers. Michael Myers. I just was thinking of big brain
Oh.
fart.
Michael
Halloween.
Yeah.
I was thinking, what's the
Thriller.
Yes, exactly.
If you had an encounter with Michael Jackson, you would
Would
not
you do
want to
that
have
again?
another.
You just the crotch grab and you're like,
I just
Oh,
like,
no.
oh.
See you
I hear him. He's getting closer.
Oh.
Oh my, that's so good. Wow.
Danny, have you had anything happen this week?
Wait, can I recap?
Oh, I
I've
think you
officially
did.
waited-
Oh,
no.
Oh, okay.
No, listen, and this kind of ties in because we're talking about bed or sleeping situation. So I had a dream last night or early this morning, so I had to quickly jot it down because I won't remember later on.
Yes.
I had a dream that all of us Tubbies were living together in our house in Idaho. And it was during our oldest kid's nap time. And I checked the monitor to see how he's doing. And I see these two Roombas just scooting along on his floor. And
I'm already
our kid is sitting upright, just staring at them. And with monitors, since obviously you have the room dark, the eyes are shining bright. So he's just eyes shining bright, staring at these glowing Roombas as they're scooting across the floor. And I just all of a sudden knew that it was Danny who had turned them on, and it was because he was scared that moths moths were gonna eat the kids' shoes, so he had to run Roombas in the
What?
bedroom. And then and then I
The
was
guard
annoyed at this.
Roombas.
Yeah, so I was annoyed at this, and Danny was out front in the car, head down, like, just on his phone, like he knew he had done something wrong, just sitting in the car.
Shame.
But that was it. That was the dream. That was
Just super
Wow.
quick then off that, because this morning, so the oldest isn't feeling very well, so he's like kind of screaming in the morning. I had was in the back of my head like daydreaming almost that you guys were downstairs in our house, and I'm like, dude, you gotta be quiet. You're gonna wake up Danny and Sierra, and I'm like, that was like my reasoning for trying to like calm him down this morning,
Oh
not
my
because
God.
he wasn't
Oh,
feeling well, but he was gonna wake you
so
guys.
sweet.
Very
So
considerate of
thoughtful.
you.
Yeah,
I
I tried.
appreciate that.
uh,
Wow.
the last thing I have for my little catch up is I came across a little gem in my late night scrollings, and it was, and maybe you guys have seen it, but for those who haven't seen it or heard of it, a study was done, I guess, that examined people in the months they were born in and ranked their attractiveness. So I
Oh
do
my
have
gosh.
a list from last place to first that I would like to share with you.
Oh, please
Can
do.
we take a guess for what's the most attractive month?
No.
Oh.
Sure,
It's
actually,
no contest.
or it's up to, yeah, up to you
I
guys
think
if
I've
you want
seen
to.
this reel, so
I haven't
Yeah.
seen this, but I'm very intrigued.
Okay. So we have I'm September and Trevor is December, Sierra's October, and Danny is November.
So we're
So
all right
literally
in a
the
row.
last
Like, yeah.
chunk of the year. Okay. So from last to first, we have June, July, May, January, November,
ooh,
Is that middle
October,
of the pack?
Oh,
March,
shots.
September,
yeah, baby.
December,
Yeah.
February, August, April.
Wow.
What up,
so Trevor's the
homies?
So the
most
big
attractive of
takeaway is
all.
Danny is ugly and Trevor is attractive.
Yep. I'll mew for you. Let's
August
do it.
and
I'll do a little
No.
mewing. Mm.
Please don't do that.
What,
Danny
9 months
was
before
so
April?
Danny was in 5th place, then or whatever
second.
Going
from
backwards.
last place. So go the other way.
Yeah.
So 6th place
7th.
and Sierra was 5th.
Yeah, and then 4th.
Something like that.
No.
So
Okay. Trevor's 4th. I'm 5th, which 5 is my lucky number. Sierra's 6th.
And 4 is mine.
No, yeah, Sierra's 6, Danny's 7.
so
8.
Kennedy and I are mid.
I don't know.
You're mid, yeah.
Trevor
Mid.
and Danny are
Mid.
on the other spectrums.
You married
Wow.
up, babe.
Very
Mm,
impressive.
I know. I love. I
Technically,
married up.
so did Danny then, even though middle.
Yeah.
Got him.
Wow, very interesting.
Yeah.
Wait, what month was our baby? Where did you say?
But the kids are ugly. They're all
The kids
bad.
are
Are
ugly.
they?
Our
The kids
oldest
are
is the
all
bottom,
ugly.
right there
Yeah.
with your kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Well,
We
can't
never-
win them all.
We never gave him a chance. We should have known this list beforehand. We didn't
If
do enough
only we
planning.
had seen this reel.
Married in April, amazing. Married in what was it?
Married?
What was? Oh, no.
Married equals kid.
Born.
Married equals
Anyway.
baby.
Okay.
Anyways.
But that's
Danny,
it for me.
How was your week?
My week was pretty good. Oh gosh, except for Sunday.
Oh no.
Sunday was well, we've been quite busy. Sierra's been helping out at church recently, and this last Sunday was it was a long day. She was up at 6.
Ugh. Yeah.
She would drive there first. Sunday's my day off, but I had to watch the baby because she's busy there, and it wasn't too crazy. We show up there, we watch her, we take care of her, and then we head back around maybe like 1:30 to go watch the football game at my parents' house. We leave her car there, and we end up coming back to my parents' house, watching the game. It was a great game, close game. I sound like Trump. Great game,
Great game.
close game.
The greatest
Most
game.
incredible game.
Greatest game on the
There
Sunday.
should have been 12
It
games.
should have been, but we ended up going back to pick up her car, and we realized that she locked her keys in her
Oh,
car.
Why do I
no.
have so many car-related
Oh
stories?
no!
Like,
Oh no.
Please remove the car from Sierra.
I truly can't. It was so bad.
And they
Ugh.
were pretty visible too, so
They were.
I was just like, oh gosh. So we took Sierra and the baby back to my parents. They were just hanging out. I had to go back to church late at night,
Oh my
no
god.
one around,
Oh no.
cold, sitting in my car, calling AAA, telling him to
Mhm.
get over here and unlock this car for me. So I was there for like an hour and a half, but
Yep.
at the end of the day, it all worked out.
It all worked out. And one positive that did come with it is that the baby perfectly timed her nap, where I conveniently was stuck at Danny's parents' house and couldn't accompany him call
Mm.
AAA. So unfortunately, he had to go by himself. But then when he came back, she happened to wake up and she
Oh my
was
god.
playing with, her grandma and auntie and uncle and stuff. And so we were like, well, can you watch her while we go? And then so we were in the car and I realized that that was like the first time we've actually, I think, been alone together, like without her since she's been born, was
Oh
that car ride.
wow. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, so
wild.
it was like like, I was like, what can we talk about? Like, what can we go do? Like, I was like trying to like extend the
Mhm.
drive. Like,
Freedom.
Aw.
not that, I mean, like, obviously I miss, like, I wouldn't abandon the child, but like, I was like, wow, like, it's
Yes.
like a date, the 10-minute drive.
It really is. Yes, I
Um,
know exactly.
but yeah, so I feel like that is a good transition into our topic today. So all about relationships and spending time together, going out on fun and memorable dates is where, foundation of every relationship begins. So I thought each of us would share a date story that kind of sticks out in our minds for one reason or another. Whether it's Valentine's Day or not, just something that um we would like to share. So Kennedy, we're gonna start it off with you. Why don't you take it away?
Okay, let's see. One that really sticks out to me, it was actually fairly recent. Geez, what year is it?
Ooh.
So we just had our 6-year wedding anniversary, so fifth 5-year anniversary. And
Congrats.
so, yes, thank you. No, so we were planning to just go out without kiddos. We just had the one at the time. So leave him with grandparents. We'll have a day to ourselves. And he, geez, what was he? Yeah, he had just turned 1. So he was, it was just the stars aligned. So he's old enough to just
Yeah.
bebop around and he loves his grandparents. So it's like, yeah, we'll just go for the day and come back. So went into town, driving, everything's good conversations in the car. We get to our destination and there's this huge basketball event happening, and
What?
literally
Yeah.
caught us blindsided, but maybe we should have looked into it because we're going like into the heart of downtown. And so with this basketball event they like close off several streets, but in a sense it's just the whole downtown part, so it's just
Oh my gosh.
every street was closed off. Traffic's terrible. Like nothing makes sense. And then like there's no parking, and like every parking garage is filled for this event. So like, which is annoying because if you just want to come shopping downtown or like us just want to go downtown, like it's all just reserved for this basketball event. And we find parking and it was like some ridiculous price of like, or at least ridiculous for us, like 40 or $50 for like just 2 hours.
Oh,
And we're
no.
like,
Yeah.
holy crud, like we're supposed to be
No
here
way.
for several hours. And so we had driven like 2 hours. And so we're at this point and we're like, geez, do we just like eat like $100 in parking tickets, or do we just like hop over to like, outside of town, like do something a little smaller? Accepted defeat and started heading back out of town. So we're driving, everything's good, like talking again, music's going. And then I can't quite remember if there was a sound But
There was a
essentially,
sound.
there's okay. I think that's what I thought. So there's just some just sudden sound, and then there's like a kung kung kung, and so
Yeah.
our
Uh-oh.
tire
Ooh.
had blown.
Oh my
So we're like,
gosh.
oh, flat tire, like great. So we like pull over, and Trevor changes the tire, or he's working on it. But it's like, we got a spare, so it's fine. Like we'll keep going, and then we went to take it to like the auto part place. It was like 10 minutes away. Get the tire taken care of, and so we're just waiting, and it's still like it's like afternoon, so still we have lots of day left.
Yeah.
And then the mechanic or technician, whatever, comes out and he's like, dude, you got it. You got to see this. So he like waves us over. So we
What?
like go outside. It was something to do, I
Like a
think,
break
with
weight or something
a
like that.
brake weight or something. But it's this huge piece of metal that like extends past like the width of the palm of your hand. This massive thing, but it's also like thin. So it was laying flat on the road, right? So it wasn't like this huge
Okay.
thick piece.
Yeah.
And he's like, I've never seen this because somehow we drove over it and flipped it up to where it shot like a bullet through our tire and through the rim. So just everything was shot. Like we had to get
What?
replacements for everything. And
Yeah.
but he was just like, dude, check this. And it shot through here. And there's like,
He was like, "Can I take a
people-
picture?" He was
Yeah,
like, "Can I take a
that's right.
picture?"
Like he's excited.
Yeah, he's thrilled because it was like in the rim still. Like he was shaking it. Like I gotta open this up to get it. Like he was like wanting to unwrap it.
Well,
Like a
he
Christmas
asked, he's like,
present.
can I open this up to get it? I've never seen this before.
Oh my
And we
gosh.
still have the pictures, so we'll have to share. But it's just like,
Yeah.
but it's just like, what are the flipping chances? We're driving.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So the rest of the day, we're driving what at like 45 miles an hour, 50 miles
Yeah.
an hour, just bebopping. We're 2
Just
hours
cruising.
from home. So we
Oh
just
my
stop on
gosh.
the outskirts of town, and like kind of by then it's like what 3, and
We
we're
still
like,
went to dinner, I think.
we went to dinner
That's good.
at a place we've been to
Might as
before. So
well.
like wasn't anything like we're trying to go somewhere new.
Yeah.
For today, but no, we just hit up the old.
The tried and true.
Yes. And then eat there. It was an Italian place, so it was good Italian food. Got my tiramisu as I always do.
Amazing.
And then we have a long drive, so we just gotta head back
45
home.
miles per
So
hour.
it just was literally from probably like 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. We just spent it driving, got a little Italian.
You
I was
just drove so far to just get Italian food.
Yeah.
I will say, like, I'm pretty impressed with, Kennedy and myself. We really didn't let it get to us.
No.
That's
Oh,
good.
we did walk in our favorite park. I remember that now because we have pictures from that too. So we took a stroll as well.
That's good. Making the most of it.
Yeah, and since we were driving so slow home, I really got to appreciate the scenery that I drive past all the time. So it's like, the mountains really are beautiful here.
Yes. That's
Oh,
At
so
45
good.
miles an hour, they're gorgeous.
You're like, we can really stop and appreciate them.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah.
Man.
Meanwhile, I got everyone honking at me. Danny
I
came
was gonna
flying by,
say.
yelling at me.
I was gonna say, were people like upset? Like,
So not here. Like there's so many
Yeah.
people that this happens to because there's trees in the road or roadkill. Everyone's got something going on with their
Oh.
vehicle.
There's like a carriage and some horses in downtown highway just coming through. Like, oh, we get it.
that's so funny. Wow.
Wow.
Definitely
Yeah.
memorable.
And then so yeah, that's quite a memorable one. Yes. Another fun one, and this just went all according to plan, but it was for Valentine's Day. We were pretty chill with Valentine's Day. So this was like one of the first Valentine's Day where we really did something, but I surprised Trevor with, it's not private because obviously it was open to the public, but they had limited seating, and it was a smaller amount of seating. But what it was you went to dine at this old vintage theater, and the orchestra, the symphony of that city performed. So you're on stage with them having like a Valentine's Day dinner. So we got to dress up and we went out.
Ooh.
And I didn't know at the time, but you shared tables. So which was awkward at first. So we were paired with this older couple, but then like, I can't remember what we talked about, but later in the evening we got to talking, and it was like, we were talking about, we were young in our I believe we were married at the time. So we were,
Oh yeah.
Early years in our marriage, and then they were older, well into their marriage. So
That's so cute.
it was a nice conversation for both sides. So that was fun. And then the last little one I would like to mention, because this was back in high school. So like we
Oh,
hadn't
wow.
even hit our first year of dating yet, but I'm just driving on my I laugh because I can still feel my like awkwardness and confusion from
Yeah.
back then. But I'm just like driving to school, and my parents live out in the country, so it's just country road. I'm just bopping down it, and I come around the last bend, and I'm on the phone with Trevor too, because we're talking all the time, as you do when you're
Yes.
early in dating.
Mhm.
And he's just come around the bend, and there's this guy standing in the middle of the road, and so I'm on the phone like, there's a guy standing with flowers in the middle of the road. And then as I get closer, it's Trevor, and he's
Oh,
dressed in like slacks and like a nice top, like a nice shirt, and he's got flowers, and he's on the phone. He's got this big smile on his face,
that's
and
so
I'm
cute.
just like, I think I'm just so awkward because this is my first real relationship, and then I'm confused, and so I like get out of the car, and I'm like, hey, and then I can't remember exactly what was said because it was a long time ago, but I just remember hugging him, saying thanks,
Oh,
because I was not at a I love you stage yet, so I had
yeah.
no idea what to say, and I know that hurt Trevor a lot because I
Oh
wasn't.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is so. You're so sweet. These are so beautiful. Oh my
Right,
gosh.
right.
Like I was just like, thanks.
Yeah.
And then we like went out and got coffee or something. I skipped class at least. Okay. I gave him my day. I
good.
played hooky. But Trevor, do you
Amazing.
remember leading up to that? Like what it
Ah,
was like from your
well,
side?
I think I actually called out the day, or I was lying about having to work that day. I can't remember because it has been 10. I know.
Mhm.
I know. A horrible teenager. Oh, awful. I had gotten the flowers from my favorite flower shop, and I
Mm.
had timed it so that way I could really keep track of when she was going to have to leave for class. And I got pretty good timing. I don't think I waited around too long at the end of the road because I didn't have any other cars pass me. Like,
I was gonna say, like, did anybody else
no,
drive by?
no. I had like a bunch of flowers and just gave them all like, keep going. This isn't
Yeah.
just. No, I just yeah, no. I just sometimes I can be romantic. Okay. Uh,
No, it was really
sometimes.
sweet. I was just
Sometimes.
an awkward bean.
Yeah,
What is love?
What is love?
that's very cute.
How upset were you, Trev? Do you remember by my
I don't
reaction?
remember. I think overall, I think it was upsetting because if we got more into it, like, I mean, we could get a little more into it. But like, she didn't want to say "I love you" for like a long time. So like,
Mm.
I was more upset. I think at the fact that it took so long for her to say "I love you."
Yeah.
Plus, the other thing is like, Kennedy had a nickname that her family called her, and I wasn't allowed to call her that nickname. So
Mm,
like, that was also kind of like, ugh, okay.
yeah.
So like, I don't know. I didn't like that, but I'm kind of over that now. Like now that I
Okay. Are
wouldn't
you
even.
sure?
I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it still haunts me
Well,
to this day
yeah.
because I
It
never
was
called her
so
it because it never
interesting.
stuck with me because she's just been Kennedy, so it
Well,
didn't.
and it like probably brings back like memories of you. You know what I mean? Like you associate it with like not being allowed to say it. So
Yeah,
then like
yeah. It's
Interesting.
awkward. It's awkward for
super
me.
interesting.
Jeez. Okay. I was inviting you to bash on me. I just asked if you were upset by my reaction to the gesture.
What did you want me to say?
Just
Yeah,
brings the
I am
baggage, starts
upset.
unloading.
Live argument on the Valentine's
Jeez.
Day episode.
Yep. Viewers are therapists now.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna lay down and I'm just gonna talk for the rest of the episode.
We'll talk about love languages later and we can talk about that. So
I love
very
you.
good.
I love you.
Oh, she says it now.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
like, she says it now. That's good.
I
You've gotten
understand it
there.
now.
All that
Okay.
matters.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
But no, overall we're pretty low key chill. So
Yeah.
those are what I remember, what stick out to me.
Nice. Well, I'll kind of go from there. We were also pretty low key, so it was hard to think of some things, but also like we started dating in 2019. So we had like a year and then COVID happened. So we didn't do
Jeez.
anything for like 2 years. But I guess what came to mind for me was actually the story of when Danny and I got engaged. And the year was 2020. It was also December 2020. So it was like a lot was going on. And Danny was like really big on it being a surprise. And I was like, I just want to be engaged. Like, I don't care. I don't even want to be surprised. But he was
Oh
like,
my
no, like,
gosh.
this is the only time I get to surprise you. And you don't get, and I think I just didn't like not knowing what was going on and not being in control.
Yeah, you
Anyway,
kind of know
but
everything.
Wow.
let's move past that quickly. But yeah, so he had planned like a few day trips. And basically, like, I knew it was going to happen on one of them, but I just didn't know which one. So we had done one and it didn't happen. And that was funny because we got back and I was like, oh, didn't happen. Waste of a day. No, it was still fun, but I really just didn't think it was going to happen. I was just like, well, like, whatever, like, it's fine. I'll just enjoy the day. So we leave and we start driving, and each day trip was about an hour and a half away, I think, to
Oh,
keep them
wow.
all relatively the same. And they were all kind of like outdoorsy, nature based because of the situation. So we're driving, and I realize that I'm getting hungry. And so I'm like, Danny, like, are we going to get food at any point? And he was like, oh, no, I didn't really think about that. We can stop to get food. So we go and we get the good old Chipotle because
Oh
that
yeah.
was all that was on. So we pull off and go to Chipotle, and it's the only thing that's on, like, it's like when it's supposed to be for like road trip people who like are driving on the freeway and like don't have anything to eat.
Mm.
So we go, but I like Chipotle, so it's fine. So we go, we get Chipotle, but then for some reason we didn't eat it right away. Do you remember why, Danny? Like we saved it and we kept it. Maybe you wanted to eat in like a scenic area.
Like a picnic, like probably
Yeah, I think he was
romantic. It would
wanting it
make
to be.
sense.
So I was like, okay,
Goal, romance.
yeah. I'm getting like really hungry. I'm like, oh great. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. So we keep driving, and then we're trying to get back on the freeway, and we're at this stoplight, and I look to my right, and there's just a car on fire, like just smoking,
Okay.
like fully on fire. And like people are like driving up next to it. Someone was getting out of a truck, like someone whips out a fire extinguisher from
Nice.
nowhere. We're at a red light, and I'm like convinced that, because I don't know why, somewhere in my past I heard about like a car blowing up because it was on fire and it like hit the gas tank or something. So I'm like
Yeah.
envisioning us like blowing to smithereens in the next millisecond. So I'm
Oh
like,
no.
you have to go. You need to go right now. And Danny's like, it's a red light. I can't go. Like, and I was like, but you have to go. Like, and so I'm just freaking out. Finally, we go. The light turns green. We speed off. I'm like, oh, we like escaped death. I'm still hungry. Haven't So we keep going, and like we finally, basically, he tells me we're going to this like national park, like hike area. So I'm like, great, that sounds fun. We took my car, and at the time, I used to be less responsible in general, but also specifically with like filling up my gas tank.
Oh
It was
no.
just a thing that I just waited until the very last moment. And I didn't know how far necessarily we were going.
Yeah, to be
And
fair, I didn't
so
tell you how far we were
he
going,
didn't
but
tell me
like
exactly how far yet.
far enough.
So we go and we turn on this mountain road. So we're on like a mountain road. And so there's like nothing, there's no gas stations
No telephone
inside.
booths, no
Yeah,
service.
like
Oh
no
my gosh.
service. So, and it's like a winter day. So it's like, it's already like 3 p.m. So we're like driving, we're just stressed. We're hungry and stressed. And so keep in mind, then we have to go back down the hill. So we're like stressed about that too. Anyway, we make it to the parking lot area, and I think we stop sooner than Danny wanted because of the gas situation. So
Yeah.
now little do I know, he's proposing. But at this point, I think you were questioning it because you were like, I don't know if this is the day. Like, maybe the signs are not aligning. So we scarf down our Chipotle because we're so hungry. Literally in the parking lot. Like, I think we ate in the car. And
Amazing.
Such a romantic
we
scene.
just start
Absolutely.
going on a hike, and in Danny's mind, he just has no idea, like, because he had a spot in mind, but now we're in this random area. So he's like, who knows, like, if I'm gonna find a spot to propose. So we're walking, and it is beautiful. There's like snow on the ground, like a little bit. It's like cold, but not too cold. We're walking, there's beautiful trees. It was lovely. I was having a great time. It's like, yeah, this is so nice. And so then Danny's just okay. Also, he had his phone playing music and like for our hike, and then he just like turns it off, and I'm like, what happened to? But then I'm just like, oh, whatever. And then he literally distracts me, and he's like, let's just go over there. I'm like,
Oh
let's go
my
see over there.
Look, a bird.
If we didn't know the outcome of the story, like I'm getting super sus about what Danny's intentions actually
Yeah.
are.
I know it's a good thing you'd been with him for.
This is
a
a
little bit.
murder.
Can you
The
imagine this
podcast.
You know,
first date? Like,
to be honest, that didn't even cross my mind once. I mean, luckily I trusted Danny, but I was just in my own little happy world. Like I was just like la la la, like everything is fine. And Danny's like sweating. And so
It's winter and he's sweating.
yes, literally. The music just shuts off and I'm like, okay, whatever. He's like, let's go over here. And we go up this like rock formation, and there is this like beautiful view of like incredible trees. Like somehow he stumbled upon this like amazing like clearing of trees.
Wow.
And so it was lovely. Like I was sitting on a rock, and he was like taking photos. And then he was like, oh, like let me take one of you like facing out towards the nature. And so I did, and then I like turned around, and then he was like on one knee, and I was like, wow, that was so smooth. Like you came up with that on the fly.
Yeah, I was like, what am I gonna do? Who knows?
So
Let's just roll
good.
with it.
So yeah, and then age, and I was really happy, and it was great. Tears were shed. We go back. I'm like, oh, like, did you take a video? I was like, oh, that must have been why the music stopped. He like sneakily tried to like set up the camera. And so we're like all excited, and we're like gonna watch this video back in the car, and then he like pulls up the video, and it just starts, and like he had popped it up against a rock. So it like starts so wonderfully, and then the phone just like falls over.
Oh,
So it's just
no.
filming the rock.
awesome.
So you can hear kind of everything, but like no video
Yeah.
at all. And
Amazing.
The most
but
beautiful
yeah,
rock.
we were so happy. I don't even remember worrying about the gas on the way back. I was like, it's downhill. You can just like not press on the
Put
gas.
it in neutral, let it
Yeah,
roll.
just coast
We'll
down.
get to the bottom one way or the other.
Luckily, there was a gas station right at the bottom, so it worked out. And then we went to Panera for dinner and got chili, and that's what I
That's
remember
great.
about that day.
Warm, yummy chili.
Engagement
Yep.
chili.
Can I just say that for our engagement, I had the same issue with the phone. It did
Really?
not prop. It fell, and it's just audio. Yeah.
Wow.
And we also were up in the mountains.
We actually got engaged like the same way. So
I need
Wow.
to. That's a great like idea to Shark Tank. Like, have you ever had this problem where you're proposing and you can't film it yourself?
Honestly.
Okay, I think they have like little stands that you can put on the back of the phones now, like in the cases.
Yeah,
and
but like
stuff.
that's kind of
Gosh.
sus. Like, hold on, let me just put my tripod on. Like,
I just start
know?
screwing it on.
exactly. Like you did very discreetly do it because I didn't even notice. But
Yeah, apparently it was too
it's
discreet.
interesting because I don't know if that's how we would have gotten engaged if actually definitely isn't how we would have gotten engaged if COVID wasn't happening.
True.
So,
Mm.
but it all worked out. But yeah, that was my story. Lots of ups and downs in one day for sure.
Lots of love though. Lots of love.
Yeah.
Oh, all about
LOL.
love. Love
LOL.
heart. Kawaii. Yeah,
Okay, we'll kick it over to Trevor. Trevor's
Oh,
turn.
my turn. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So we're talking about marriage and weddings and all that. So one of my favorite, and no, actually, it's one of my least favorite, but we're gonna talk about it. We are on a
What?
honeymoon. We had flown out because we're talking about dates. So okay, you guys, all right. So
Okay.
Mhm. Okay.
okay, okay,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. At that point now, where I'm just losing my mind. We went to
Mhm.
Canada for our honeymoon. Stop me. You're throwing me for a loop.
Sorry.
My brain's trying to focus and there's no focus. We
Okay.
went to Quebec for our honeymoon, part of our
Nice.
honeymoon. And there was a really, really nice restaurant there. And I remember like not being super impressed with the food, I think, in the area we were at yet. Just I mean, it wasn't like awful, but it wasn't like great. So
Mhm.
they're like street performers and stuff like that. There's literally a castle there and stuff. They speak French. And so like this restaurant is like known for being really good. So like we have to dress up to go. The waiters
Okay.
are all nice, like dresses,
White tuxes.
white tuxes. Yeah,
Old
they're all
men.
dressed, old
Classic.
men, all
Seasoned
men.
waiters.
Yep, yep,
Risky and
I felt like a
classy.
5-year-old.
yes. Because we got married like we were like 21 at this point. So like we probably looked as young as we were. Um, and like we looked our age. It was great. So there, it's such a nice fancy restaurant. They like even bring like the meat out. Like there's just a good cut of meat. I'm not gonna do an accent more than that.
Wait,
but like,
what? I don't
yeah.
understand what you mean.
So like of course my wife over here, Kennedy, she orders like a big steak. Like give
No,
me
I do
take the
not.
shrimp. I'll take the shrimp. You order steak. I order shrimp. That's the moral of the story. And so like they bring it out like, is this a good cut of steak? Otherwise they'll get a different one. And like they bring out my
Maybe there's
prawns.
too much fat or
Oh,
you
so
don't
they
like
bring it out for
color.
you to like inspect it?
Yeah.
What?
Yes.
That's crazy. I've never heard of that before. Wow, very cool.
Yeah, so like it was like fanciest restaurant I think we've ever been to, period. Because like Kennedy
Yes.
said, we don't really go to like our dates are
With-
pretty nonchalant. We just like hang out
Mhm.
with each other. But we get in a honeymoon, we got to try it. So they do that, and then they actually like cook the meat at your table too. So like they bring out this
Mhm.
whole metal tray, they cook it up. Yeah, obviously it's like a 4-course meal. The dessert I had was like this chocolate mousse in this dome. Oh, it was that was the best part. It was
That sounds really
so good. But the prawns and everything was really, really good. Really, really good. Good day. I remember just having fun in that. And then we get to the bill, and I had brought Canadian dollars with me for cash. And it was like our last day on our honeymoon. So I'm like, and in Canada, so I'm like, I'm all right. I'm just gonna pretty much just tip him whatever I got left,
Yeah.
which was like a fair amount. But I on the ticket, because he's like standing next to me as I'm filling this out, and I'm like writing on there, and I put 0 for like tip because like I don't want to leave it blank, you know.
Yeah.
And then like I just put the total there, and I hand it to him because I'm obviously gonna leave the cash on the table.
Yeah.
And the guy's like, "No tip? Was the service not good?" And like
My God.
he was heartbroken. I'm like awkward now, and like I play it through my head like, what should I have done? Because like now I'm like, now I don't want to be the ass, but like I have to be the ass and be like, I know I'm gonna tip you with cash.
Right.
So like for me,
that's not you being rude. I don't
yeah,
think.
but like I still to this day feel judged like wildly amount. Like I don't know how to explain
I think
it.
he just didn't like think about it. He was just like, no tip. But like,
Maybe
It
he
was
didn't think
not
you
your
had he didn't think you had the currency for that.
I think, in my opinion, I think it was we were young, dumb adults. Like
he judged
minors,
you.
we don't understand tipping or
judged
respect it.
you. Got
Because
it.
what I felt.
also, I did not lay a good foundation.
Uh-oh.
I was like to him, what do you recommend? Like, it was like a New York strip or something like that, or filet mignon. And he's like, it all depends on what cut of meat you want. Like, they're two totally different cuts of meat. So he's like, so I'm just like asking, which one's better? He's like, the one you like better.
Right.
So I'm like
right.
already not very knowledgeable.
I feel like it's
no.
less you being young and just like I would feel exactly the same in that type of like fancy environment. Like I would feel like I do not know what I'm doing.
But like
Yeah.
we weren't the only young ones there. Like there was a family like with kids like making noise not too far from us. So like obviously it's a touristy
Right.
area.
Right. Yeah, the kids were definitely younger than you were.
The kids were younger than
But
me.
they had parents with them, adults.
They had adults.
Yeah, they knew the cuts of
The
meat.
child
I
is like,
didn't.
I'd like the filet mignon.
Show
Yeah,
me
they
the
don't
cow.
need.
I want to see the cow. I will tell you which part.
Too much fat. Take it back.
Yeah. Anywho, to this day, I still like.
That is
I
awkward
feel
for
judged, and
Yeah.
I didn't like it.
So
the
then
problem
did you
I also
tip? You left
yeah
the
I
tip?
left the I
Okay.
left. I didn't. It didn't really affect my tip because I'm like I still was
like,
nice.
well,
I'm not as
yeah.
crunchy as I am now. But like now I go back. I'm like maybe I shouldn't have even tipped at all.
Right.
How
Like at that
dare
point,
you
then
assume? Like
Yeah.
I don't know. Anyways,
you could have been billionaires. They don't
yeah, maybe the service was bad. I mean, like, where's your manager at?
Going from not even tipping to Karen over here.
Yeah, that's what I
know.
feel like. Super side, real quick, because again, most of our dates are kind of low key, and we've had a lot of good dates, and Kennedy mentioned some good ones. But another really fun one, because we used to go before kids, so a long time ago, we used to just go for like drive dates, like where I would just drive and just see where we go, you know?
That's fun.
and like, you know, it is fun. It can also be scary. So at the time, I can't remember if it was, I think my car had actually just gotten backed up into. And so my car was out of commission, and I can't remember if Kennedy's car was too at the time. So we were actually borrowing a car from Kennedy's family. And let me just say, guys, this car, it's a Volkswagen Beat Bug.
Oh,
It's tan and it's a convertible. Okay.
wow.
Adorable.
It's super cute. So cute.
With the nickname Rosebud.
Thank you.
Aw.
Yeah. So okay, I'm
That's
driving.
cute.
So I get behind this wheel.
Trevor's
And-
driving Rosebud.
I'm driving Rosebud. Newsflash. So we had wanted to go up into the mountains around our area to like a national park, kind of on the other side of the mountains for a long time. Why wouldn't we take Rosebud? So we go, and it's not long before like we start losing signal, but it's very beautiful. We're going on like back kind of dirt roads through the mountains, and I forget what time we left, but we didn't leave like super late, but we ended up going really far. And then like we couldn't find our way home. We had no service.
Oh
We
my
had no
gosh.
signal.
Yep.
That
And
is
we were in
so
a national park on the
stressful.
other side of a mountain where there's not a lot of buildings
Or
Oh my
signs.
or
Or
signs
landmark.
or landmarks. I don't know what state we're in anymore. There was
What?
You guys didn't have like a map or anything?
no, didn't
No.
know. We were not. We
No.
were in my
We're
car.
out of Holwyn.
has
We know our
maps?
way home.
Yeah, I could
would've
go
put 'em
Until
on
north.
you
the map
don't.
If I went to
Get-
somewhere else.
Yeah. So I forget what parts come first, but like there was one time like I started speeding up because we're going down this road, and I have a good sense of direction, so I know which way I have to kind of go to get back to town. I just have to find the right roads to get over to that way. But we were kind of going, it's kind of like flatter, like the valley part. So we had gone down from the mountains now, and we're kind of like between the mountains, and there's like a river beside us and some trees that were pretty well cleared out. But it was really freaky because we were going down, and there was just like random items hanging from the trees and like
Is
stuff.
this a real?
This is a real story.
I feel like you're making it up to scare us.
No,
I'm
I'm
like, getting
truly we
scared.
were actually starting to get spooked. So like an umbrella or like a table.
Oh,
and,
it
like,
was a blue tarp strung
Oh,
between two trees.
there
And at
was
this
that.
point, it's dusk. The sun
Yeah.
has set.
No.
The light is fleeting.
yes. So like we get past that. We live. Newsflash. We make it through that. No one chased us that we know of. We get to like the top of the mountain. Oh, yeah, don't think about that. That we know of. No one was watching us that we know of. So we get to the top of this mountain and like kind of back up the hill. I'm like, okay, because now we can see town and we have some signal. So I'm like, I'm calling somebody. And so
Yeah.
I get a hold of I finally got a hold of somebody, and I was able to tell one of my good college buddies, like, hey, dude, we're pretty far out here in the woods. And I kind of gave him the location, like, okay, I know where you guys are. If you don't give me a call by 1 o'clock in the morning, I'll get out there and I'll find you guys. I'm like, okay. And so like from this part we're at was kind of like a central hub for a bunch of dirt roads. Again, all in Rosebud. You know, I'm not coming out
Potholes
here.
everywhere.
Potholes, rocks everywhere. And so we there's this one road that looks like we can probably make it down to town from this mountain, but like there was literal like mountain rocks jagging through the road.
My
Like I was
gosh.
having to like go off-roading. It's
Oh
fun
my
to
gosh,
get
poor
down.
Rosebud.
Finally, we make it down and we do get back home. But I felt so bad
Oh
for
my
Rosebud, and then
gosh.
also it was freaky.
Yeah.
Oh man! But
You
anyways, that
just
was our
you bring
drive
the
date.
car back and it's all like scratched. There's like leaves all over it.
A tarp on it.
Scary.
Like I remember it was dark and we were getting towards the bottom of the road we were on, and so like the trees start looking scary and you can't really see, but there's something in the woods like watching you.
Oh,
Like
for
you're getting that sense. I'm
sure.
like, Trevor, we gotta get out of here. He's going like 40 down this mountain, just bouncing around. Yeah, just ripping down through this
I
like
didn't-
logger trail.
Do you know how many monsters are out in the woods, guys? There's
Oh,
They were
so
all out to
many.
get us.
I could feel Dracula breathing down
I
like our
genuinely
license
was
plate.
like getting scared when you were saying that. Like I was like, oh my gosh.
I can't wait for October for that event.
What a
Oh.
great
We were-
little story.
We were like Cruella DeVille in the animated 101 Dalmatians. You guys remember this? She's like
Yep.
ripping through the snow.
yeah.
Like that's
Exactly.
us, just
Gotta
like
get
madness.
home, gotta get
We
home.
gotta get out. We're gonna die.
That's so funny. Oh my
Michael
gosh.
Jackson is really close.
Michael Jackson. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Smooth
man.
Criminal just starts
Yeah.
playing in the background. Dun, 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 dun.
Let's see
Okay.
how he's chasing.
How many yee-hees did you hear? 3. No, not 3. Kick him.
Danny, have we I'm totally going on a tangent
What?
now, but have we ever been in a situation where we've been like scared like that, like for our lives?
Not only us.
Oh,
There's a
okay,
time
yeah.
that
we'll
we
save
went-
More
that story
people.
for
Yeah.
another time.
Yeah, we
We'll
got some
save that for
stories
another
to
time.
share.
Don't
Yeah,
worry.
Anyway,
Oh,
so all right, Danny, I'll kick it over to you. Unless Trevor, you guys have
I don't
any
think
more.
I have any more. We have
Okay.
lots of lovely dates, but I
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Don't
I'm
want to
sure.
share those.
don't share those.
We-
No.
Not
they're
important.
boring. We
Those are
need
boring. You don't hear about how happy I am.
danger and
Yeah. We want fear in Valentine's Day.
All right, Danny, take it away.
Oh, let's see. My highlights or most memorable date, I guess. It would be probably our 6-month date.
Hmm.
Yeah, I like that one. So it was 6 months after we
That one
started
gets
dating.
the thumbs up.
I really feel that one.
We
6
get the
months.
green
was-
stamp
was-
of
I
approval.
I like that
Approval.
one.
Fine.
Yeah, I
That's a
was
good
so-
one. It's like
That's
he's going
a
through his
good
brain.
one.
Like
Trying to pick
selects it
one
from the
100%.
filing
Wait,
cabinet.
rewind a little bit.
It's like
The 6
SpongeBob.
months.
Yeah. This
Okay.
date.
That's a good one.
So
Date.
6 months, right? This is an amazing girl. I'm super excited to take her out.
It's me, everyone. Just so you know.
I was
6
very
months,
concerned.
right? We're
Yeah.
we're 6 months
She
in.
is 6 months
Yeah.
in, yes, and
Okay,
it's,
how
going, it's
far?
going great. 6 months, by the way.
The second trimester of dating. Is this where we're
Second trimester.
The 6
We're
months.
about to go to the
Oh.
anatomy scan of our relationship. Okay.
And I chose this amazing restaurant. It wasn't like a crazy date. I think it was like after work, whatever. But it was a great spot. It was like little hidden away. It was very like homey feeling. We pulled up. Didn't want to do the valet, so we just parked in the normal spots and just walked up ourselves. But someone opened the door for us. Super friendly. We got seated. Dining table was like on this nice tile area. We sat down. I think
Very
what was
private
the-
table.
Absolutely.
Cute.
It was the ambiance was like it wasn't too romantic, but it was like just enough, It was like some good mood lighting, some music in the background. I don't remember what it was, but I remember the burgers were just they were bomb.
no burgers, baby?
I was
It was a really good date. And I think you guys have actually been to the place.
Wait.
Was it the burger place?
It
Can we
was
go off
bomb-
the
was it the
record?
bomb
Can
burger
you try
place?
to jog our memory? We can go off the record here.
yeah,
Right.
of course.
What is
No need to go off the record.
Okay.
It was
Back on the record.
We're back on. We're live.
Editor, don't worry about that one. That's me.
this amazing spot was at my parents' house
Oh my god!
in the entryway.
In the edge, all the
Literally
white
at like the
tile.
bottom of the stairs.
Yep.
I
Yep.
As
love
soon
it.
as you walk in, we were broke AF from going to Disney nonstop
Oh,
for 6
Yep.
months.
oh
We
my
the
god!
first 6 months of our relationship, we were like,
Oh, we were living large.
we were seeing the
We were going to
sights.
Disneyland all the time. We went to LA like
Aw.
multiple
Oh
times.
man, so
Aw.
Well, and then when you guys came down, we also did a lot of stuff that summer.
yes, correct.
Yeah.
But
But
I was a little worse for wear on the money side that 6 months. So
I was honestly curious, but I'm so glad you guys said that because I'm like, dang, they go to Disney all the time. They must have like
Yeah.
a season pass or something.
Oh.
Like,
well, we
how?
did have
I was
passes.
gonna
You
say
did.
they
We did have
have
passes.
something.
but the passes were expensive.
Anyways, it is a great restaurant, great food,
Oh,
great
Fantastic.
people.
Delicious.
I will
yes.
say
Yes.
Danny was also the waiter, the host, and the chef. He made the burger. So
On the burgers,
yeah,
was
it
so
was-
good.
it was great.
But yeah, that was probably
It was actually really sweet because he did
That
like
sounds
make
really
it
fun.
cute.
Yes.
And
yes.
I do remember
Aw.
your mom like came home though. She was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry."
Like walking in the door, like Mom.
Mom,
Mom,
we're
go
like
away!
adults,
I'm
like
on a date,
25.
Mom.
Literally like 25
Mom,
years
you're
old.
so
We're like,
lame.
Oh.
Dude, get off
Ugh.
me, dude. You fat lard, dude.
Mom, not the time. No, but it was great. It was very sweet.
was-
I don't think you've made me burgers since then, which I
I
kind
have
of
never
resent,
had the
but
Danny burger.
I don't think I have either.
They're
It's very
great.
sad.
I
it's
feel
sad. They're
robbed.
really good.
My burgers are better.
Oh,
Ooh.
you gotta have a
ooh,
cook
We should
off.
have
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cook-off episode.
Explain this burger. Is it thin patties, thick patties? Did you make a sauce? What are we talking?
Okay, so it's my signature.
Mm,
You you chop onions,
Basic.
classic.
a little
Very
basil.
original.
um,
Basil?
You mix it into the patty.
Mm.
Yeah.
You season
You
a little
rub
bit
it
of
on it.
pepper, and then it's a fat patty. Okay, so you cook the patty.
Salivating.
Perfect.
The actual
That's what they call me.
seasoning that you use for
I'm the fatty. Newsflash.
the actual
Fat
seasoning
patty.
for the burger is barbecue sauce, ranch,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
Cajun seasoning.
What is that? What is
Ooh.
Cajun season?
Asian.
It's
Asian.
You said season. What did you say?
And
Cajun or
red.
Asian?
Cajun.
Cajun.
Oh,
Cajun.
Cajun. Okay.
Cajun.
Cajun.
Cajun. You're
If
really
you
like combining all the things. Like you've got ranch, you got barbecue sauce.
Absolutely, it's a mix of everything.
I love the ranch barbecue mix. That is like quite a sauce.
Was this just like something you threw together as well, just like your engagement? Like you didn't know what you were making until you opened the fridge.
No, this
Like,
is a
well-
special that I made.
Oh, okay.
I do think you probably came up with it though by one day, just being like, "Oh, I wonder what would happen if I mixed
Oh,
barbecue
that's
sauce
how
and ranch."
isn't that how you come up with everything nowadays? Like you just mix whatever.
nowadays?
Yes.
Yeah, I guess so.
But it turned out great, so I would
Yeah.
recommend it.
It
Are
was
you
very
guys
wonderful.
The Danny Burger.
pickles? Are there pickles? Are you guys no pickle people?
mhm.
Yes,
I'm a pickle
pickles,
person.
absolutely.
Oh, thank gosh, Trevor, you can
Yes.
leave.
I
Yeah.
eat pickles on occasion. There's a recently discovered
Mm.
pickle place that I have pickles on the sandwich I eat. It's good.
Oh, pickle place.
It's not a pickle
Specifically-
place.
It's a sandwich.
The only thing that I wouldn't eat on a burger would be mushrooms. I'm not a big mushroom
Oh.
fan.
Yeah.
Even-
Noted.
yeah, I don't even like them grilled on stick. very much,
Are you
so.
guys raw onion, caramelized, fried, or no onion on your burger?
Onion for sure, but I'll take it either way.
It all depends. Like you go fried
Okay.
onion if you're going for more of a barbecue vibe. You're going raw onion if you're
Yes.
going more Thousand Island. So it all depends.
Yes.
I would
Mm.
take all 3 onions, honestly.
Gosh, Trevor's breath.
Yeah, dude, my breath is the best. Do you guys remember what each other's wears on these dates? Like I
I
don't.
remember what I
Mm.
wore. I remember my own outfit.
Aw.
Danny.
I do not remember.
That's just not
Cool.
something but like people can do that, and I'm like, that's cool. Is it important? I don't know, maybe, but like I have no
I
idea.
remember. Yeah, that's a good question.
Well,
just
just
like
a photo, maybe. you know?
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely. So like the date kind of talk about with the music. Yes, I remember her in the green dress, but that's because like we have photos of that.
Yeah.
It definitely helps.
Yeah.
I remember what I wore on our
First date.
and I still have it. I don't think I'll get rid of it because I remember buying it
Aw.
Oh, it's like
specifically for that.
sentimental.
I don't think you remember
Aw,
Danny at
frame it.
all, but
I did miss a one date that I really, really liked. It was actually a joint date, a double date for all of us. The first time we flew out there, Danny took us to this really nice steak restaurant.
Oh.
Do you remember
It
what
was
that was? Do you remember what that was
on
called,
Great
par
Danny?
steak
with
restaurant.
this one.
Yeah. Do you remember?
Yes.
Do you remember what that
Yeah.
was called?
What
at all,
was
Danny?
the
It
what was the type? It was
I think it was like something like the steakhouse out back.
Yes.
out
Ah,
back.
yes.
That's
Out
high
back.
class. Yes.
It
yes.
was
I-
amazing.
We don't have that up
Like
here in the
steakhouse.
Hicks.
No, I feel sorry for you guys.
I had no idea what to wear. I was like, what does one wear to such a nice steak
No,
house?
that's the one time I do remember what we were wearing. It was so special.
That
The
was
question
funny.
is, did you guys tip?
Yes, maybe we had a
I
drink.
don't know.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either.
Oh man.
Yeah. Well, very good. What stories we have? Really quick to wrap it up, something else that's I think foundational to relationships, along with having fun times, is kind of learning how to love each other in the way that the other person is specifically kind of wired. So I don't know if everyone, I mean, I'm sure everyone's heard of the love languages, but just in case, it's like a theory. I think it's a few decades old now, but basically it breaks down how each person gives and receives love into 5 basic categories. So there's quality time, words of affirmation, acts of service, gifts, and physical touch. So I thought we could each go around and share our top like 1 or 2 love languages. And then that person's spouse will kind of like react to that and discuss together how that went at the beginning of the relationship, how you've adapted and like that. So, okay, Danny, I'm going to kick it off again with you, but I'll chime in too a little bit. So, what
Okay.
is your love language?
I would have to say my top love language. Ooh, it's close, but I would have to say probably my top love language is acts of service, but followed very closely by physical touch.
Okay.
Interesting.
So
You don't
my
hug me
question my question is, what do you mean by acts of service? Like, what does that mean to you?
I mean, anything that's of service.
What do you mean? So
Like,
like someone watches your
Doing the dishes, taking out the trash,
okay.
changing the baby. I don't know.
So just all the house, basically.
I mean, that's a lot of service. Yeah.
Let's
True.
define this. Okay, is it different that what you like to receive versus what you like to give?
So yes. And so like so for example, like Danny will say like what he likes to receive, and then I'll just like respond and be like, I don't give love with acts of service naturally. So
Mm.
like I don't think that was like a natural thing. I think it's like because that's not mine. So like I didn't know that was like a different way that like I could show love and appreciation. So, but I noticed like if I do happen to like do something or go out of my way, like Danny always is like, "Oh, thank you so much." Like, and so I was like, "Oh, okay, like that must mean a lot to you." But
Did you know acts of service was my top?
no, not before today. No.
Oh.
Yeah,
Ooh.
learning
But-
something new about each other.
Yeah, exactly.
But
So
physical touch is also very high up there.
yeah, that's a good one for sure. I mean, I think it's also physical touch is always the one that everyone's like, "Oh," but I think it's also like hugging, snuggling like that. So,
Gentle
which is
caress of the chin.
Specifically.
a nose.
Wait, the
stroke.
feet. You have to touch the feet.
Oh gosh.
Danny, do you like
We're
your
not
feet
those kind of
touched
people.
as a love language, like massage?
Not that I'm aware of.
Is that an
no.
act of service you like to perform?
That
Yes.
is not included.
Feet massages.
Thank
But it's
goodness.
not in the
'cause
package.
I don't want to give or receive, to be honest.
Give or receive.
Why is that?
Oh.
What's wrong with Danny's feet?
Is there something? Does he have a thick toe?
Listen, I'm just not a feet
Thick
person at
pinky
all.
toe.
So
Fair.
So yeah, so your acts of service, physical touch. I'll go next. My top is I think quality time. I think it used to be words of affirmation, and then I don't know what changed. It is still kind of up there, but like quality time huge for me. And so
Yeah.
like whether that's like I don't know, and it has to be quality. So like if we're just like both sitting there scrolling on our phones, like that doesn't count.
No.
No.
We have to take time to actually spend good time together. And so that's mine for sure. And I don't know, Danny, like at the beginning of our relationship, was that like harder for you? Even like, or was it more words of affirmation at the beginning? Do you remember?
Words of affirmation was well, I think, okay, I'll say this. Quality time was almost a given because we spent so much time together in like the honeymoon stage of our relationship. So it didn't feel like
We didn't
going
have
out
to
of your
try.
way to try to give quality time. Yeah. Like
Mm,
every second we spent, I was like learning more about you and just like wanting to get to know more about you and just like loved hanging out with you. So I think quality time was pretty almost a given. It felt like I didn't even have to think about that. Words of affirmation, on the other hand, I don't know. I'm not very good, or I haven't always been the best at knowing what to say and how to say it in terms of affirmation. I don't like receiving affirmation myself just because they're like, I don't know. I've never really been good at like accepting it. Like it always feels weird to just be like, it feels like them just kind of like hyping you up for no reason sometimes or whatever the case
mhm.
is. So affirmation just has always been a little harder for me to grasp. So I think that was definitely a challenge to to meet that for you.
Mhm. Well, I think you did great. So
Thank you.
great job.
I could use some more words of affirmation from you, sir.
Oh, how about
Yeah, I was gonna
Yeah.
say, I feel like you even in friendships, there's love languages too.
well, yeah, but
Mhm.
let's move on because that's actually a good point. But let's I want to hear what they say first.
Yes. So either one of you, go for it.
I think mine is acts of service. I think a lot. I just don't know how to always put it into words. So I will think
Mm,
really great and high things of Trevor, but it all just stays in my head and I just don't communicate it very often. Or yeah, so
mm,
it's there. It's just I don't know how to always put it into words, or when I do, it's not like as eloquent as it is in my head. So
mm,
definitely acts of service. So yeah, that is essentially a lot of it is like running the house. Yeah, like
mm,
having since I get to work from home and Trevor has to commute out, I like to try and have dinner almost ready by the time he gets home. But just trying to find ways to make his life a little more comfortable or easier in that sense. Uh,
mm,
I really, and Trevor does a really great job. I like to receive words of affirmation. Trevor, I think that's one of his love languages, and he just, yeah, it's just very nice to get that from him. But physical touch was probably like the one I've struggled with the most, just coming from I don't know. Yeah, it just was awkward when we first started dating and he was like the
mm,
polar opposite. So, and he's
Mm,
yeah, so I don't know. It just even like with my family, I would say, there's some siblings that best buddies and they're, uh looping arms or hugging all the time or that. I never was like super touch. I'm trying not to make this sound weird. I've never been a very
yeah.
touchy person, so to speak. So that's one
yeah,
I'm
no, that makes sense.
I'm still kind of growing into. What do you think, Trev?
I think you're really good at acts of service, and I think you're really good at like quality time. Like when we are hanging out together, I think you're really good about making it about us and having good conversation and asking interesting questions, and also I think you're really good about like you'll split the difference with quality time. Like maybe it's a quality time of something I want to do versus something you want to do, or maybe it'll be something you want to do. So I think you're really good about that. I think words of affirmation that you've literally said to me like in the last year, like really, I thought I said that to you, but you know what? It must have been in my head. Like you've said something like that to me very recently, and I have to say, like, I'm not always in there, and I don't want to be. But so I think for you, I think your quality time and access services are really good.
I
But
forgot about quality time. Yes, I love
yeah, yeah.
time.
Yeah.
But if we're hopping over to me, if you would have asked like teenage me or young me, I would have said, "Oh man, physical touch gonna be my favorite." Because like I guess that was something I always like. I wanted to like have PDA. I guess when I was growing up, like I don't know how to put
That
that
is
like in
so
not.
strange. Like, who wants,
I like
like,
wanted it.
This
I don't
guy.
know.
which
I this
shows
guy.
that that must be your love language because to me, that's like so not like, I just wouldn't think about that. So it's like interesting, everyone's different.
Yeah. And so like I kind of wanted that, and then I don't know. Is it still up there in mine? I think so, but I think
Yes.
yes. Okay, I love hugs. Okay.
No, that's good.
But I think words of affirmation is probably more important to me. Like not even
Mhm.
necessarily like if we talk about friends, like I need to like that's important to me like in almost all aspects of life, but like love specifically,
Mhm.
yeah. I think quality time is one that I can almost ignore. I think I'm not good at that one. So
Mm.
I that's
So
but I
interesting.
love acts of service. I think I like giving acts of service the most. So like receiving from me, the words of affirmation
Mm.
and physical touch, but like giving, I'm good at doing acts of service. Like for example, like in the previous episode, I just ripped up the railing like to do it. Like to
Mm-hmm.
me, that's a service of love because I know Kennedy likes the nice thing and it being done. So like I'll say something that
Mm-hmm.
needs to get done. I'll just go do it.
Can
Yeah.
I ask you a question with that?
Yeah.
I do agree that, and I see that you do stuff because you know either I'll appreciate it, or it needs to get done and we'll enjoy it afterwards. But also with a lot of that stuff, if it's something you like doing, is there a reason a good chunk of the time you're a little annoyed that you're having to do it, or a little like negative towards it?
Oh.
Like
Oh.
for example, we have like a because we're on city water, we have a filter for the water, and like going into it, he's like, well, I've never done it and it's probably just gonna take all day. Like he's just super negative. I'm like, well, why don't we like look and then see how long it takes? And then like he'll do a great job. I'm like, "See, like you can, I'm not saying it's easy, but like we don't have to be so negative at the start." And then I do still really appreciate it, but you're very not all the time, but sometimes very negative leading up to it. So
Mhm.
I get mixed signals. Like I start feeling a little guilty, like,
We're just getting into it. Okay. So
There's
here's
an act of kind of service.
yeah, acts no kindness. It says service. Getting into it like a little deeper, part of I don't know all of it, okay, because like emotions great. Part of it sometimes though, like and I think some like that time specifically and some other times too, is I don't always think that you know how much work it actually takes. And so like you'll
mm,
expect me to get something done around the house and then you're like, oh, it'll be just easy. And I'm not saying like
not true. I am so
okay,
sorry. I never say it's gonna. I said,
okay.
why don't I suggest research and then
Why don't
determine the
I
difficulty
But
level?
suggest
it's I suggest research.
Google's how long does it take? Insert a filter.
But what my ultimate point is I just don't and you might understand how much work goes in. Sometimes I don't think you fully understand it how frustrating it can be because like one simple thing can turn into like three things to
Mhm.
get that one thing
Which
fixed.
Yes.
I think shows too that is how you're doing it out. It weirdly that shows that you're doing it out of love because you're
Thank you,
like,
Sarah.
I want her to know how hard this was for me so that she appreciates that I'm doing it for
Yes.
her.
So
You
I
know
have
what
to
I mean?
grumble the whole time.
And then I give you the words of
Yes.
affirmation
Like,
afterwards.
oh, he doesn't want to do it, but he's doing it anyway. Like,
Yes.
you know,
No, I don't agree. I'm on Kennedy's side. Like
there's no sides.
if she's Googling like how long does it take to change the water filter, and Trevor is changing it way longer than the average guy, like she's like,
Hey,
well, I didn't think that
hey.
this would be a big deal.
Oh
That
my
water
gosh.
filter, just so you know, the video that she found reminded me so much of your dad. Like it was like
Yes.
having your dad instruct me how
And
to
he
fix
loved
it.
it. And
It
I
Oh,
was
was
great.
like,
It
you're
was bonding
welcome.
time for
It's
us. It
Mr.
loved it.
Nagy.
Yes.
That's
But
Ugh.
amazing.
you get your words of
Wow.
affirmation after these acts of service. So it all works out.
Sometimes if you don't
Exactly.
just think it. But
Oh no. Okay.
love. I
Read
love
my
all
thoughts.
I love all
Stopping.
love.
Okay, well, something we were talking about earlier is that again, like in friendships, there's also love languages. And so we were saying that we because no one mentioned this, but we think you guys do a really good job at gift. And I don't know if that's just because
Aw.
we're like far away, so that's like the only means of like
Right.
communicate, like showing love. But like, because I think if we were like in person or closer, like we would definitely have more quality time or like more. But
Yes.
I would argue we do have a lot of quality time.
I will say most of that gift giving comes, I think, from Kennedy. I'm struggling to think of like the even like Kennedy will come up with the idea, maybe I'll add to it, but that's Kennedy's. She is really good at gift giving.
Yeah, like that doesn't come naturally to everybody. So it's cool to like see that. to the point where I'm like, okay,
Aw.
I really want to get them something like good and unique. 'Cause,
Aw.
like,
You guys always do good too.
cool. Yeah, I don't know. I guess that was it. What we said about friendship, but what I would kind of to wrap up, I was thinking early because we were talking about this because we were talking about his love languages, and I was like, I don't think you're right. Like, I think your love languages don't make sense. Like, I was like, those aren't good ones because I was like, if you don't have
Roasting my love languages.
acts
Yeah.
of service, yeah, I was like, if you don't have acts of service, like you can like your relationship is still there, but if you don't have quality time, like it's like not there anymore. And then
No.
Danny was like, I don't think that's true. Like he was like, I don't think that's true. Like I would be okay with
Ooh.
less quality time and like more access. So I was like, oh my gosh, like that really is your love language, like to the point where you could live without these other ones. And like I
Interesting.
could not have a relationship without, I mean, like obviously
No.
they're in varying degrees, but like if you don't have any at all, of course. But like he was like, yeah, I could have very little quality time and like it would still be fine. And I was like, what? So very, very fast.
Interesting.
Let's break it down on a gaming level because quality time does rarely happens when we're playing like Overwatch, right? It's a lot of acts of service
But
because
like,
none of us want to be
I
here, but
don't,
we're all here for each other, suffering through.
that's
I
true.
mean, if
Those
yeah, words of affirmation are not happening.
clearly, if that's your love language, stay away from Overwatch because you ain't getting that.
There's no quality time with that game.
But even so, I would say gaming is our quality time, clearly because
Yeah.
of the distance. But even like if it's someone's birthday, like we cut out a chunk in our day to hop on and play. Like so we are
Yes.
overall gaming is our quality time.
Agreed.
I don't know. I was thinking this the other day, but I think in general, and I'm curious if you guys agree. I think acts of service, receiving gifts, and words of affirmation are all almost like a step above the other two, like quality touch and physical time.
Interesting.
Physical time and quality touch is
Whoops.
what you just said.
Because, hear me out. I feel like acts of service, gifts, and words of affirmation are all very personalized. Like you have to know the person really well
That's a good
to
point.
give a good gift, to know what to say, or what type of service will actually mean something. Like if Trevor's just take out the trash, who cares? But if you're changing a water filter, yay, like
Mm,
I don't know. What are your thoughts?
that's true. I'll just give one quick thought and then I would like to hear their response. But I think that like acts of service and yeah, like acts of service at least is more of like a selfish love language because it's like things that make your life easier. You're like, oh yeah, I love that. And like same with words of affirmation. I mean, we even all love words of affirmation, but we're all admitting like, yeah, we just like to hear like ourselves hyped up, you know? So I don't know. There's both sides. But what do you guys think?
I mean, I can shoot here real quick. I don't think receiving gifts is. I think it would be a step below all the. In my opinion, I think receiving gifts is the bottom of the barrel here. I think quality time, acts of service, and words of affirmation are really high up there. To like acts of service, like on a biblical level,
I was
that's
gonna say.
like a way to show love. Like Jesus loved us by a lot of act of service right there.
That's
And so
true.
I don't even like if we break down love, I don't necessarily this is a different maybe topic for next year Valentine. I don't even view love really as that much of a feeling personally. So
No.
like for me, like acts of service is like my way of saying, hey, and it might just be like how you do it. Like if you're doing a chores you want to do because they're easy, great. No, but if you're doing the chores that are difficult or you don't know it's going to make the other person's lives easier, that's I think more of it or something like that. I don't know or like not like it's hard to explain. But like words of affirmation too. Like, are you just saying good morning, hi, I love you, blah blah, blah, or are you taking the moment to actually like say like how much you appreciate that person and like you know what
Yeah.
I think it depends on how you're doing it. I think any one of these
True.
theoretically could be like the top best one. Like maybe your gift you're giving is like you're giving a kidney. Like that would be a huge love language gift. Like that's the one of the sacrifices to save someone else's life. So I think
Yeah.
it can really just depend. I don't know. It's a hard question to answer.
True.
I don't know. I think, like you said, Sierra, I think that like it almost just depends on your perspective a lot. Like
Yes.
someone can value something more, and like that's just like why they feel appreciated from words of affirmation, or some people like service is interesting.
Fascinating.
No, I was already thinking that, like, to play off of Trevor, just as Christians we are to serve. So in my eyes, yeah, you're serving Christ and you're serving each other in your marriage, or you serve. And for me, I don't quite like put like everyday chores necessarily under acts of service. It's definitely like kind of going the extra mile after that. And then I think it's, yeah, just kind of going, like we've said, the extra mile to do something that is going to help the other person. Yeah, you're doing it because you know they'll appreciate it. But you're doing it with the intention to show your love or your gratitude towards them. So that's definitely a top one for me. And then quality time and then words of affirmation. I mean, thinking about just the foundation of friendships or family, marriage, you need quality time to build those relationships in my eyes. Without those moments of quality time, you wouldn't get to know each other when you're starting out as friends. So like if you and Danny never had quality time for either one of you, Trevor or Sierra, it never would have blossomed into friendship or, you know, in Sierra's case, marriage. Like you need that quality time. And then communication, I think, is very important. So words of affirmation, letting each other know, because you can get a sense for how someone feels about you, you know, their acts of service. But yeah, what they do for you and how they act around you. But you're not always in their heads. It's nice to know what's going on internally. So the words are nice to hear too.
I got a quick question. I think we all agree that all five are somewhat important, right?
Yeah.
To at some level, and to have a healthy relationship. If you had to get rid of one and never give or receive one again, which one are you guys dropping?
Gifts.
Get
rid of it.
I think words of affirmation.
What?
That is just so
I honestly think gifts is underrated. Like, if you think about it, just even from like a Christian standpoint, like, what was his biggest gift to us? Like, gifts can be so undervalued. And I think some people don't realize like a certain gift in a certain time frame. Like, it doesn't have to be like a big thing. Like, it can just be like a small handmade note, or it could be like something that your child makes for you. Like, there's a lot of gifts that I think people don't recognize. I don't know. I personally just think that receiving or just gifts in general is like a little bit undervalued. I think it's hard. It would probably, for me, it would tie. Maybe it'd be really tough to get rid of either of them, and I would probably get rid of both of them evenly. But like, I think that like, just in general, I feel like gifts is a little underrated.
Who did you marry, Sierra? This
No,
animal.
I don't know how this even happened.
I would say not every gift has to be tangible. Like,
That's true.
But then is it an act of service?
I
That's
know.
what
Then
I
they
keep thinking
start
about,
like exactly.
Yeah, about like Jesus is like, was that it's like it was a gift, but it was also an act of service.
Exactly. Like
So,
the lines
like,
start getting a little blurred because like
blurred.
his life, his sacrifice, gift to us. But then that
Same
was
thing with the kidney. Like,
yeah,
you know, it's kind of both. So
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's the same thing with the kid.
not
I'm
the
with
same
you,
thing at
girl.
all.
So I'd give up gift giving.
I do love gift giving though too, but
I think I have amazing memories of like, especially the beginning, or like even I would say before we started dating. It's like there was certain things you did or gifts you gave me that like I felt were really, really special and like really cool. But I just think if I had to get rid of one, I think that would be it.
I don't know. I personally think that like gifts can like tell a story different than words can. Similar to how like a painting can tell 1,000 pictures. You know. It's funny because I think when I look at the 5 love languages, and I honestly don't know the background to this at all, but I don't know. I think if I'm looking at different love languages, I can see how you can show your love through acts of service. I can see how you can show your love through words of affirmation, physical touch, even gifts. But quality time, when I think about it a little more, is like I absolutely agree that quality time is extremely important for building relationships, etc. As a love language, quality time is lacking for me compared to the rest of them. Like, you can, I don't know, like, do you guys get what I'm trying to say at all? Like,
A little bit.
I think somewhat it could be like break down to your personalities, because like, are you like someone that likes to be around a lot of people? Or are you like around someone that like doesn't like it to be? Are you like a good like a loner? Because like some people have to recharge when they go out, you know, and then maybe that's maybe tying into your view a little bit. I don't know. I don't know you. I'm not
That's a good
analyzing you,
point.
but like
I don't know you.
I don't know who you are.
I don't know that you are.
What? But maybe that's tying into it a little bit because I'm someone that can be somewhat of a social butterfly, but I like my reclusive time too. So
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a weird egg, anyways.
No, I don't know. Like for me, it's different. Like being with Trevor, let's say in a family setting versus just us two. Like we're together in both sense, but it's different in each setting. So the quality time really comes down to when it's just the two of us. Even like if there's a kid in the picture, it's still us and we're still together, but we're like wearing a different hat, so to speak. Like so when there's a kid there, we're parents. So like we can still kind of focus on each other, but the focus kind of split off onto the kid. Same with like family. You're also acknowledging and talking to and interacting with your family. So when it's just you two, it's a whole different.
It goes back to what I said about being in the car alone. And like Danny didn't really care. Like he was like, oh yeah. And I was like, this is monumental. Like this is huge. Like let's go to In-N-Out. Like let's do something crazy. And Danny was like, yeah, it's cool. Like and it's just so interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For all our Idaho viewers, In-N-Out is.
We have an In-N-Out in Idaho.
Oh, I forgot.
Now.
I'm sorry.
How
I forgot.
dare you? I will say last night, Kennedy and I had like quality time together a little bit, but like looking at like the description of it, like it wants to talk about engaging meaningful conversations. But I think quality time can be whatever you want it to be too. We just put on an anime and then like even okay. All right, then I'll be quiet.
No, that's your opinion. Like everyone, I think, has a different view of what quality time is.
Our relationships are falling apart. We're like,
yeah, like we're
that
all
meant nothing to me. I did not care about that.
That was quality. What?
To me, quality time is us, not like again. If a TV's there, you're sharing focus.
But you can make comments about what's on TV, and like you don't have to have it be the focus, even if it's still on. Like you were falling asleep, and I was still just like watching you sleep because I'm a creeper. No, I was like, oh, look, she's getting rest because she needs it. So like maybe that's an act of service. I don't know. I'm letting her sleep instead of hanging out with me. I don't know. It's a gift. I gave you the gift of sleep.
I think the acts of service is just like a whole range of like different shades of gray. It's just gonna apply different to every person and be received and understood and shown differently.
How many shades of gray would you say there is?
There's a lot.
Like 49.
Just the color white.
49, maybe 51.
Maybe.
Yeah, you know?
Yeah.
Nothing
a
in
lot of
between.
shades of gray.
I don't know. I'm still in the camp. I'm playing devil's advocate, I guess, a little bit here, but
That's my job.
Quality time is.
Oh my gosh, Danny hates spending time with me. I get it.
No, I think if you break it down, like quality time can be almost broken down into like words of affirmation and acts of service. Like if I'm spending time with you watching anime, that's an act of service on my part, right? Like
what? Because anime is so annoying to watch. That's another episode.
I'm looking forward to the episode. I am sacrificing myself so that you can enjoy your show.
Is that how you feel when we watch Love Island? Okay, I get it. Wow.
Oh my
wow.
I don't know. I think that again, we should not take these love languages super seriously. We're diving really deep into it.
Oh, we're arguing after this,
dude.
Oh, you know it.
Yeah, it's a full fist fight here at like 2:00 in the morning. Okay.
Oh man, that's so funny. Well, any other last thoughts on love languages?
I don't think so. I think we hashed it out pretty good there.
I agree. We've been way deeper than I thought we would. So. Great. Well, I'll just wrap it up. Do you guys have any? I know we both just had new babies, but do you guys have any plans for this year for Valentine's Day? Obviously, taking it easy. Any special meals you're planning on making?
No.
Oh, okay.
My active service will be. I want to try to bake something. Like I think as our kids get older, like rather than, I'm sure there'll be times when we go and buy them like little chocolates or something. But I have this vision like, oh, if I made them like a special treat every Valentine's Day, that'd be so cute. So I might do something like
Cute.
that.
That's fun.
Yeah, we'll just see if the weather's nice. Maybe we'll step outside.
We'll bust out some arts and crafts, maybe make the eldest one draw us a heart
Yes.
or something, or paint us something.
Make them.
That's so interesting. Like, I didn't think about it with a kiddo, like an older kiddo. Like, but it also you know, it's not just about you guys anymore, too. Like, it's
No.
you can involve them.
Darn it.
Quality time out the window. No.
Yep.
Yeah, there's no such thing.
Great.
No,
No one
Cool,
cares about
guys.
quality time anyways. It's such a trash love language. Kapit.
Bring more gifts.
Give me the gifts. I want things, not you. Buy me stuff.
Do the dishes. It's my Valentine's Day gift.
You don't even need to talk. I don't even want your words of affirmation. Get your service done.
Gosh.
Oh my god.
I don't think we have our anniversary is like 2 days before Valentine's Day, which is like
yeah.
an interesting.
We're gonna be going to
Tidbit.
the zoo.
We are gonna go
Oh,
to the zoo,
Love zoos.
Fun.
and then yeah, we're gonna be going out to like a nice restaurant.
Fancy restaurants.
Not
Danny's parents.
like an actual nice restaurant, not Outback Steak, hopefully. No, but yeah, that'll be our first like date since baby, so that'll be really fun. I'm looking
Yeah,
forward.
for
I'm
what
looking
year
forward to the
anniversary?
quality
Huh?
time.
Someone is looking forward to the quality time.
Would you say for what
I'm looking
year?
forward to what year? What year?
3 years married?
Are you sure?
I think. Yes, I'm sure.
Oh my gosh, 3 years already? That's wild.
I'm looking forward to
I feel like it's not that
quality
much.
time and quality food.
Yep, that's your real love
The
language.
food.
Honestly, it probably is.
That should be the center of the circle of 5 love languages.
It's instead of the food pyramid, it's just a love language with food in the middle.
Yep.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Sounds
Well,
great.
great. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy
Yeah.
Valentine's Day.
Bye.
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 Hey, Sierra here. Thanks so much for listening. If you made it this far into the episode, you're definitely one of the good ones. So please give us a follow on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and subscribe to our show wherever you listen on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube. Hope you have a great week. Catch you next time.